Hey, family, welcome to another episode of the Saturday Sit Down, hosted by just me today. I am your host, Aaron Bull. I normally do this show every Saturday with my bestie, Miss Lovey, who is off for the evening, getting some much needed rest. So, okay, Lovey, we'll see you next week. Miss you, girl. But got a couple of things to talk about with y'all today and get everything where I can see. All right, and also shout out to the people joining from Facebook. I normally don't do this dual streaming, but I decided to do it today because it's just me. But before I get too far into anything, couple of things. Number one, today is February 27th. So this is actually the 4-year anniversary of my father's memorial service. He passed away February 21st of 2017 after losing his fight to stage 4 colon cancer. And every March, I change my nails to blue in honor of Colon Cancer Awareness Month, which I know it's not quite March yet, but that starts on Monday and I have to work. So I had to get to the nail shop when I could. So, yes, just trying to raise some awareness for colon cancer. Check with your doctor, get your colon screenings as soon as is recommended. Okay. Don't be nervous. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Okay. All the other things you try, you can get a colonoscopy. Okay. But nevertheless, I'm going to leave it at that. Also, I want to introduce you to Daddy Bear. I've actually never shown him off before, but this was a special gift that was given to me shortly after my father passed. And he's called Daddy Bear because he is made from my father's corduroy pants. I don't know if you can see that he's corduroy. And also one of his ties. Let me turn him around so you can. So the kente cloth comes from one of my daddy's ties. So this is Daddy Bear, and he pretty much stays nearby, so I can always keep my father close. So that's Daddy Bear. All right, let me see if I can put him somewhere where he doesn't get dirty. Let's see. Hey, Pookie Willis, I see you. Okay, Big Bro Jermaine Hill in the house. Welcome, welcome. All right, y'all got to rock with me. I'm doing it solo today. But so venturing off from talking about colon cancer awareness, which again, get your colonoscopies, okay? Check with your doctor. One of the things that I wanted to talk about today was just connections and relationships and things like that. Last week, for those of y'all on Facebook, I know y'all didn't tune in, but we had a really good conversation about outgrowing people and how difficult it is to let go. So today I want to kind of come from the other side of it and talk about connections and people you need to hold on to. And I think that, hey, cuz, one of the things that I hope that a lot of us learned during this pandemic is the value of connections and relationships and understanding who matters and how much they matter. And that we need to make sure that they know how much they matter to us. Pretty much for well over a year now, we have been separated from each other due to social distancing, quarantine, shutdowns, and everything else. And a lot of us have kind of resorted to connections through social media, Zoom calls, FaceTime, things like that, which are really healthy things to do. But relationships do matter. And I think that right now we just kind of lost focus on those relationships and the value of them. And a lot of this is coming from pretty much what I see on Facebook. That's the social media I deal with the most. And, you kind of get two spectrums or two ends of the spectrums, talking about loneliness, anxiety, depression, and then the other spectrum is talking about not needing anybody. And I did it by myself and things like that. And I think that we kind of have to get to some sort of a happy medium with that. I know for me, I've kind of always been slightly isolated from people. My circle has been small for years. So having to go into quarantine or shut down and social distancing really didn't affect my relationships that much. It did encourage me to reach out to those that I haven't spoken to in a while and kind of rekindle that connection or that relationship as much as possible. And as the nation has crossed well over 500,000 deaths now. I think that it is just unavoidable that we understand the connections, because with 500,000 lives lost, that's about 100,000 families affected. Because if you look at it, the average person is connected to at least two different families. So when one person is lost, there's at least two families affected by each one. And I think that, we don't know the day that or the hour that our number could be up. And, I think about, it's kind of morbid a little bit to think about, this might be my last conversation. But that's how I deal with people. I just try and make the whatever interaction I have with that person be as positive as possible, or at least clear me of any guilt should anything happen. And it's not like a fear that I live with, but I just wouldn't want that on my conscience. And so many people are caught up in just things that don't matter. Just tripping over these little things that I don't think that matters right now. You know, um, I don't know. I don't get it. I'm looking at the conversations in the comments. Okay, are y'all listening to me? Y'all up here? Okay, we y'all know each other. Say hey. Say hey. Come on, tune in. Also, um, social media. Oh, let's talk about cancel culture. So now that certain politicians are getting banned from social media sites, and um, people are losing book publishing deals, contracts, positions, things like that, suddenly there's cancel culture. But is it really cancel culture, or is it respect culture? And we talked about this in one of the other episodes, that the First Amendment does not, well, it gives you the right to say whatever you want to say without government intervention. What it does not do is give everyone else, like, they don't have to put up with it. They don't have to tolerate it. So if what you are saying is offensive, hurtful, dangerous, or, violent, they have the right to walk away from you, sever ties from you. So you can't get mad about that. And somebody about to get mad, but that's okay. While we talking about cancel culture and certain political people being banned from certain social media sites and whatever, Louis Farrakhan was banned from Facebook for life 2 years ago, something like that. And I didn't see all of this about cancel culture. So if we're gonna be fair, let's be fair. But when you know that someone is encouraging violence, spreading lies, misinformation, disinformation, and division, then, and they face consequences behind that, it's kind of what you expect, regardless of how you personally feel about it. I think you just have to respect the period. And you can't get upset that companies, individuals, people are choosing to choose respect. It's not cancel culture. I think it's more of respect culture. Just my opinion. In other news, so the NBA is trying to move to, or talking about moving to, make Kobe Bryant the NBA logo. I'm not a big basketball fan, so I really don't have a whole lot to say one way or the other. But how do y'all feel about that? And hey, Miss Cruiser, thanks for checking in. But how do you feel about Kobe Bryant being the logo for the NBA? I do think that it would be a great honor. I think that he has earned it. I liked a lot of the things that he was doing off court. Um, but what about living legends, or what about other legends of the game? Has Kobe Bryant earned that right, or is that something they would have pushed for if he weren't dead, if he wasn't deceased? As the greatest debate that I know of is Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant. Or, and some people want to include LeBron James, whatever. Hey, I only have limited knowledge of basketball. Y'all know football is my sport. Now, when we get to football, okay, let's talk about some things. So I'm speculating on this basketball thing. So y'all correct me where I'm wrong. Let me know. So, I mean, everybody says that Kobe is the GOAT. Michael Jordan's the GOAT. LeBron James, speculation to be the GOAT. Well, he's the king, I guess, versus the GOAT. I don't know. But if all of them were still alive, would they be choosing Kobe as the NBA logo? Hmm? Mr. Six Ring should be the logo, not Kobe. Okay, let me know. Let me know. Let's see. We got Miss Cruiser in here. Miss Cruiser, you got any updates on the stimulus? They're about to run us our money. No, it's just a bill. I know. I know. It did get passed in the House, but it has some parts in it that the Senate is not going to approve of. So they're going to have to amend it, take that out, and run it back to the House and then back to the Senate. So hopefully we can see that bill being passed by the 14th or the 15th of March, which is when some of the moratoriums expire for evictions, utility disconnections, and things like that. What else do I have for you guys? I kind of talk too fast. I was running through there. Okay. I got ahead of myself. Oh, can we talk about Tiger Woods and his accident? First of all, prayers to him and his family. You know, I'm glad that he survived. But one of the discouraging or disappointing things was that as soon as the accident happened, before they even knew of his condition, it was already speculated, oh, he was on drugs again or things like that. Like, can we let people grow? Can they improve? Can accidents just happen? You know, like they literally had to put out a statement. Authorities have determined that the accident with Tiger Woods was just an accident. Because generally, when there is an accident, first it's determined that it's an accident. It was just an accident. Then further investigation finds, oh no, there was arson or whatever the situation is. But no, it's presumed that there was something wrong, and then oh no, we dug around, we ain't find nothing. It was just accident. That happens. Okay. And speaking of arson, Shaq owns the Krispy Kreme that was set on fire. Well, it was determined to be arson. It burned down last week or the week before last, but investigations show that it was arson. So, well, we'll see how that plays out. All right. Good night, Pookie Willis. We love you. And yeah, so the $15 an hour. Let me see if it's going to show up. Next month we should get it, but that, yeah, $15 an hour will probably not make it. Right. All right. That's cuz. Why was the media? Right. 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 And the media will spin things to make you so that media is guilty of clickbait more than anything. Prime example, I was scrolling through Facebook before I got on here, and CNN put an article that says more Americans are identifying as LGBTQ than ever. Over the last 3 years, it has. So I read the article. Okay. I read the article. The increase is from 4.5% to 5.6%. So now suddenly America's just gay. Which for those people that, identify as that, that's your preference, whatever, but just don't skew it, spin the facts for facts. Like a 1.1% increase is really nothing to be alarmed about, unless you're talking about unemployment or something. But sexual preference, sexual orientation, things like that, that's personal business. Why we care? I'm sorry, I just don't. That's just me. Sorry. What else we got, y'all? I'm rambling. Okay. All right. So these cards that I like to read from for my podcast, these are actually, let's see. It's called Let's Talk Tonight, but this is actually like a relationship edition or whatever. It's from Ace Metaphor. It took like 2 months for me to get them. And even the whatever you call this on the back, the wording on the back, their grammatical errors, misspellings and things. And he had never put out a whole book. So I'm throwing all the shade, especially while I'm connected Facebook. Y'all, if y'all see these things on here, Don't get them unless you're trying to get them as Christmas gifts. They take forever. Okay, they take forever, and they're not even that great. Shade with my little fan. And hold on, y'all ain't seen with my all the shade. Okay, I was upset about that. But so one of the questions is, how do you tend to your mental health? How do you tend to your mental health? And with everything that's going on today, I think that's a good question to ask. How do you tend to your mental health? Because one thing that we know more than ever, or know now more than ever, is the importance of mental health and how easily it is for people to kind of lose sight of that and have issues with mental health. I do think, I don't know if more people are having mental health issues or if more people are acknowledging it and becoming just cognizant of it. I am happy to see the number of people reaching out for help and acknowledging it, because at least, those people that feel alone with those issues, they know that they're not. And at this day and age, if you're not having some sort of issues with your mental health from time to time, are you living in America right now? But nevertheless, mental health care is important. So, how do you tend to your mental health? Me personally, sometimes I just go to sleep. I talk to my friends and my family. I talk to V, he's my better half. I don't always admit that. I didn't mean to say that, but I was in the middle of it, so I had to go and let it out. He's my better half. He keeps me grounded, and sometimes I just listen to music, go to sleep, chill out, and understand when I need to take a break. I'm definitely one of those type of people that just goes hard all the time for whatever I believe in, whatever I'm trying to do, whatever my goal is. I'm just always on go, 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 go. But sometimes I have to just allow myself to be tired, allow myself to take a break. Um, Small things like I make sure I eat lunch at work. Sometimes I would just be so on the go and trying to make sure everything was right and getting everything taken care of and making sure everybody else was taken care of. I would skip lunch. But now I at least take those 15 minutes. Yeah, lunch is supposed to be 30 minutes, but when the operations manager, you don't really get lunch like that. So I got about 15 solid minutes that I can sit down and get a few bites in my mouth. The next 15 minutes that I'm trying to eat are consumed with phone calls and, running around and trying to get other things taken care of. But do protect your mental health and figure out what relieves that anxiety for you, and make sure it's healthy. Make sure you have healthy ways of tending to your mental health, and that you allow yourself to acknowledge when you are overwhelmed, or that you are having a moment, and allow yourself to take a break and not feel guilty for it. It's my little 2 cents. That's my TED talk. Um, Other than that, that's pretty much all that I have. I will hit you with the Black History fact before I get up out of here, and I think I'm going to call it a night. So now these are a really cool set of cards. So these are Black History flashcards that I got from Urban Intellectual. It's like a set of 5, so you could actually do Black History Day for like the whole year with the amount of cards in here. But nevertheless, today's card or Black History fact is Bessie Coleman. I can never get this angle right for y'all to read it. Okay, I'm just going to rotate it. Here we go. Bessie Coleman, January 26, 1892 to April 30th, 1926. Oh, that reminds me, I got to give y'all some wedding updates. But anyways, American civil aviator known as Queen Bess. She was the first woman of African American and Native American descent to hold a pilot license and first American to earn an international pilot's license. In 1921, she received her international pilot license in France because no flight school in America would train a colored woman. I mean, I know this was written by old, but they couldn't say a woman of color. But anyways, her goals were to expose her people to the world of aviation. She desired to speak to audiences, children, to inspire them to get involved in the flight industry. In 1926, she fell to her death while practicing for one of her famous stunt shows. Evidence later indicated her plane may have been tampered with. She was inducted into National Aviation Hall of Fame in 2006. And again, that is Bessie Coleman. So the day she died was April 30th of 1926, which um, our wedding day is April 30th of 2022. So, me, I'm planning like way in advance. So just some updates on that. I fingers crossed, think we have found a venue. I went and looked at it today. It's really gorgeous. It's spacious. It has everything that we were looking for, and it's within our budget. So we are paying for this wedding out of our own paychecks. Okay, no outside financing, no loans, just strictly out our paycheck. So we try and do this we balling on a budget. I'm a brat on a budget. But I'm looking forward to. I'm hoping anyway. I just have to get approval from my wedding coordinator that this is the place because I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I do have my wedding dress already. Yes, a year and some in advance. But don't worry about all that. That's how I do. Okay, got wedding dress, and we have our wedding rings. So venue, wedding dress, wedding ring. So if nobody shows up and I can't get no caterer, I got a dress to get married in, and we got some rings to put on. So it's gonna happen regardless of what we have to do. But if you can't tell, I am really excited about it. Um, it is just an amazing experience to know that you finally chosen the right one, and to choose a partner that loves you as much as you love them, without question. Um, to have that kind of confidence in a relationship is a different level of freedom that I never expected and never experienced before. And knowing that I'm with someone that is equally yoked in the commitment and in the love allows me to give him all of me without regret or without concern, not having to hold back just in case it don't work out, you know. But that's my little 2 cents. I'm sorry, I ain't mean to get all into it, but it's a big deal. Hey, Miss Nikki, coming in last minute. I'm about to hit end on you, girl. But yeah, so things are really coming along with the wedding. As we go along in the process and we get some boxes checked off and things like that, I will definitely keep you updated. Um, Normally this show runs for about an hour, but with me just doing it here by myself, I didn't have a whole lot to get into today. But also, don't forget, March is colon cancer awareness. Encourage those 40, because I'm 39. So I know a lot of people around me is above that. Knock, knock. Okay. Go and get your colonoscopies, colon screening, talk to your doctor, find out when it's recommended for you, and make sure you make the appointment and keep the appointment. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I am going to get up out of here. Thank you so much to everybody that tuned in tonight. Thank you for your comments. Please be sure, if you're on Facebook, go over to YouTube, click on I Am Aaron Bull, hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you don't miss the show. But it is the Saturday Sit Down every Saturday afternoon or Saturday evening, 8:30 p.m., usually with myself and my best friend, Miss Lovey, who took a break tonight, but she will be back next week. But on that note, y'all, I am out of here. Y'all stay safe. Have a great week. Continue to social distance and mask up. See you guys next week. I am Aaron Bull. It's the Saturday Sit Down. Peace.